mean, you're married. Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. But let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures. And look at her track record. How many times does she have to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she said on the show?
Welcome back to Gossip Galaxy. Thank you for joining us. Let's dive into today's hot topic. The morning the scandal broke started off like any other, coffee in hand, scrolling through the latest headlines. But then, something caught my attention. The name Sunny Hostin. And no, it wasn't for her usual fiery takes on The View. This time, the buzz was about her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin. The headlines? Let's just say they weren't flattering. Dr. Hostin, a renowned orthopedic surgeon, and the head of Host Orthopedic.
I agree with mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
In sports medicine, he had suddenly found himself at the center of a full-blown legal firestorm. The allegations? Insurance fraud, illegal kickbacks, and wait for it, being named in a massive RICO lawsuit alongside a staggering 180 defendants. That's not just a court case. It's an entire ensemble cast. But before we dive into the details, make sure to stay tuned, because this unfolding legal battle has more twists and turns than a Hollywood thriller. Let's break it down. The RICO Act, short for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, was originally designed to take down organized crime syndicates, think mobsters, gangsters, and crime families. But this time, the ones in the hot seat aren't criminals in dark alleyways. They're doctors, surgeons, and entire medical practices. Forget Goodfellas. This legal saga feels more like Grey's Anatomy, but with a side of fraud. According to the lawsuit, Dr. Hostin and his associates were allegedly running a scheme to exploit the healthcare system. The accusations claim they accepted kickbacks for performing unnecessary surgeries and even billed insurance companies for procedures that may never have happened. Imagine this: patients being wheeled into operating rooms, insurance companies footing the bill, and behind the scenes, cash changing hands like a high-stakes poker game in the surgical ward. The lawsuit accuses Dr. Hostin of allegedly receiving incentives to recommend arthroscopic procedures, minimally invasive surgeries using a tiny camera to look inside joints. On the surface, these procedures seem perfectly legitimate, but according to the lawsuit, some of them may not have been medically necessary at all. That raises the big question: were these patients truly in need of knee or shoulder surgeries, or was someone just chasing a paycheck? If these allegations hold up, this scandal could make a soap opera love triangle look tame by comparison. Imagine the level of betrayal. Patients placing their trust in their doctor, only to find out later that they were nothing more than pawns in a financial scheme. It's the kind of deception that doesn't just break trust, it leaves a lasting scar, both physically and emotionally. On the other side of this legal showdown is American Transit Insurance Company, RICO, the plaintiff claiming they've been defrauded out of millions. Their accusation? That they were billed for surgeries that either never happened or were completely unnecessary. It's like paying for a steak dinner and getting served tofu instead. But let's be honest, insurance companies don't exactly have clean hands either. A tick, like many insurers, has faced its own accusations, underpaying doctors, denying claims, and pulling every trick in the book to avoid shelling out money. So, the real question is RICO genuinely trying to expose a massive healthcare scam, or is this just a desperate move by a struggling company? Looking to shift the blame, Dr. Hostin's attorney, Daniel Weitz, came out swinging. He called the lawsuit meritless and slammed it as a blatant attempt by RICO to recover financial losses. His defense? That this entire case is nothing more than a last-ditch effort by a company teetering on the edge of financial ruin. And just like that, the spotlight shifted. The doctor accused of fraud was suddenly being framed as the real victim. It's a classic courtroom strategy, and the stakes couldn't be higher. When you're under attack, the best defense is a strong offense. And trust me, this scandal is doing anything but cooling down. But wait, there's more. Media critics wasted no time tearing into The View, calling out what they see as blatant hypocrisy. They pointed out how Sunny Hostin has spent years publicly condemning people accused of the very same crimes her husband is now fighting in court. Yet, while Dr. Hostin battles to clear his name, Sunny has remained eerily silent. For someone known for tackling tough issues head-on, her sudden radio silence has fans and critics alike raising eyebrows. She's never shied away from controversy before, so why now? Is she standing by her husband, distancing herself, or just waiting for her legal team to draft the perfect response? Speculation is running wild. Some believe she's staying quiet to protect her own public image, while others think she's avoiding making herself a target. Either way, her silence is louder than words. But here's the real bombshell. Dr. Hostin is just one of 180 defendants named in this lawsuit. We're not just talking about one doctor. This case includes surgeons, medical practices, and even entire hospitals. If these allegations hold up, this could be one of the biggest medical fraud scandals in history, an entire network of corruption systematically exploiting loopholes in the healthcare system to rake in millions. And who pays the price? Patients and insurance companies. It's like a heist movie, but instead of robbing banks, the targets are insurance premiums and the masterminds wear white coats. But beyond the lawsuits and finger-pointing, this case forces us to confront a much bigger question. How much trust can we really place in our healthcare system when money seems to come before patient care? Because when doctors and insurance companies prioritize profit over people, trust isn't just broken, it's shattered. Patients should never have to question whether their doctor has their best interests at heart. They walk into an office expecting care, not to be used as pawns in a financial scheme. Yet this lawsuit has raised serious concerns about whether some medical professionals have been prioritizing profits over patient well-being. If the allegations hold any truth, it means that countless individuals may have undergone unnecessary procedures, not for their health, but for someone else's financial gain. The betrayal is staggering. But on the other side of the courtroom, there's the American Transit Insurance Company, ATIC, which has its own cloud of suspicion hanging over it. If this lawsuit is nothing more than a desperate attempt to deflect from its own financial woes, then we're looking at a legal battle where no one is truly innocent. ATIC has been accused of underpaying claims, using loopholes to avoid payouts, and playing hardball with doctors and hospitals alike. Could this lawsuit simply be a high-stakes distraction to keep the company afloat a little longer? If so, they're throwing gasoline on an already raging fire, making an already tangled mess even harder to unravel. For now, everything remains in legal limbo. Dr. Hostin has not been convicted of anything. These are still just allegations. But with the case heading to court, the drama is far from over. Both sides are gearing up for a legal war, preparing to throw every resource they have into the battle. The prosecution will likely present financial records, testimony from whistleblowers, and evidence of alleged fraudulent transactions. The defense, in turn, will attempt to poke holes in the case, questioning the motives of ATIC and insisting that the entire lawsuit is baseless. Meanwhile, the media frenzy surrounding the case is only intensifying. Every new development is being scrutinized, every legal maneuver dissected. The View continues to face pressure to address the situation, with many questioning how long Sunny Hostin can remain silent. Will she finally speak out? If she does, what will she say? And if she continues to stay quiet, will that silence begin to damage her credibility? But beyond the courtroom drama and media spectacle, this case has already done something significant. It has shined a blinding light on the uncomfortable truths lurking within the healthcare and insurance industries. It has forced people to confront the reality that behind the sterile walls of hospitals and clinics, financial incentives may sometimes dictate medical decisions more than patient care. And that's a terrifying thought. No matter how this case ends, it has already exposed deep cracks in a system that is supposed to be built on trust. If Dr. Hostin is guilty, then he is just one part of a much larger issue, an industry where corruption can thrive in the shadows. If he is innocent, then this lawsuit may be nothing more than a desperate power play by an insurance company looking to save itself. Either way, it's clear that something is deeply broken. So, as we buckle up for the next phase of this scandal, one thing is certain. This isn't just another legal battle. It's a story that will have lasting consequences, a courtroom drama unfolding in real time. And with every new twist and turn, we'll be watching, waiting, and trying to separate fact from fiction. Because at the end of the day, this case isn't just about one doctor or one insurance company. It's about the future of healthcare itself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to this channel. More videos are coming out soon. See you on the next one.